Good evening. To the Board of Trustees and the members of the Magsaysay Award Foundation, members of Magsaysay family who I've come to know and appreciate, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen, and all the young people who are here, and all the Maldivians who are watching, good evening. Thank you so much for this prestigious award and being recognized for the work we have done and dedicated our lives truly encourages us to continue with even more hope and positivity. I am deeply grateful to be listed among the 356 Magsaysay Awardees who continue to do good and make a difference in a world that needs it more now than ever. I have always loved the ocean, and you can see from all the photos that they have somehow found of me. Diving for me has always been my passion. Meeting the incredible life that thrives beneath the surface of the ocean, or just being in the water drifting weightless in the blue is simply magical. You must try it sooner or later. I was happy and content being there, but one dive changed everything for me. In 1998, the Maldives lost over 90% of the reef tops, the first 5 meters, to an El Nino, the first big El Nino that actually I remember. Witnessing this for the first time as it happened did not worry me in the beginning. I was fascinated. The reef tops were like a winter wonderland. It was white and beautiful. A few months after that, the color of the reefs disappeared, the fish disappeared, and then we found out that you hear that it is climate change. It's the climate change that we were talking about in the 90s. We just started talking about climate change and sea level rise. So it was happening, and many of us didn't even realize it, let alone see it. And I didn't understand it, but I realized it was happening. Then I had the opportunity to volunteer with the Marine Research Center of the Maldives as a volunteer diver to collect data with a bunch of marine biologists, scientists, who came to see the status of the reef after the bleaching. Working closely with them, that was actually the turning point in my life. A simple explanation from the science world. A lot of times, science doesn't make sense to us. It has to be explained simply in the terms we understand. A simple explanation made me realize that corals, or rather the tiny polyps, millions of them in one coral, cannot survive even with the small change in ocean temperature or any other change in the oceans. The lesson changed the way I saw the ocean forever, actually. I began to understand how these tiny organisms that created something so complex and beautiful were so fragile and vulnerable, and could easily become victims of climate change. And it took a matter of months before our coral reefs degraded, so it was very quick. And then it was going to happen again, and more frequently if we don't act on climate mitigation. Our government does everything on global platforms, but locally we don't understand what is happening. So we also need to understand the deep symbiotic connections of the reef to us. The oceans is the life that includes our life as well, gives us the oxygen that we are breathing. How impact on corals from rising ocean temperatures on pollution and other factors could tumble the whole structure that has built the Maldives, that sustains us, and that provide us food in just a few days of something as simple as a few degrees of an ocean temperature current. This was the moment for me. It was the moment that made me very determined to actually focus more in inspiring a generation of young Maldivians who would rise to work together and do everything possible to protect our home, our oceans. We had a number of dive professionals we trained in our dive schools to volunteer with us in taking teachers, students, and communities to see what the reef is and how amazing and beautiful it is. Many for the first time, and once you see that magical world, it becomes easier for us to have a dialogue with them and to make them understand it's a symbiotic connection to our life. and it is so fragile. This award reminds me that every small effort matters. My hope is to inspire more people to connect more deeply with nature, not just through pictures or words, but through real exposure, emotions, and conscious actions. I hope that we can help us live in balance and give other life forms an equal chance to exist. This recognition is not mine alone. It belongs to the communities that I work with, my amazing team in Pale, Maldives, who tirelessly works daily, 24/7 almost, in addressing this, to Pale global team, who is always there for us, and for the Maldives, the government of Maldives, who help us and work with us. To all individuals who truly believe in our work we do, to all the NGOs and collaborators who support us in many ways than one, and to my friends who have joined and participated in my beliefs even if it was inconvenient. To get rid of a plastic water bottle was tough for them. So convincing a few not to use plastic water whenever possible was something of a challenge. I will not be who I am without my family, who have always loved, supported, and encouraged me to be me. To my husband and partner, who has given more than 34 years of his life in the Maldives, being my partner and training many outstanding local diving professionals. Thank you. Finally, I want to express my heartfelt appreciation to the Magsaysay team for their kindness and the warm hospitality. My companions and I feel so loved and spoiled at the same time. Thank you for everything. Thank you, Susan. Thank you again for this great honor and believing in the work we do. I dedicate this award actually to all the Maldivians who are right now feeling hopeless about our ocean space, what is happening in our ocean space. We need to stay unwavering in our beliefs and our purpose, picking our battles and moving forward with more conviction than ever. Ocean is our life for the oceans, and thank you.